Starting a painting can feel like standing on the edge of a huge cliff. The cliff gets a little bigger when it's a huge painting, and it gets even bigger when it's a commission. So watch me as I start a giant painting that I'm making for some dear friends that they have commissioned me to make. And I will show you step by step how I start my paintings, how I prepare my room, how I get the painting in the right position, and the first few layers. And away we go. Wish me luck. I'm taking you through literally unpacking a canvas. This I got from Blick. It is 72 inches by 36 inches. And taking the cellophane off, I cleared away some paintings that I had on my back wall to make room for this. And she is large. When you are working on any canvas you're going to be working on for a while, it's important that you consider the ergonomics of the situation if you have options. First, I'm going to talk about tarps. So you can get a plastic tarp for your floor if you want to protect it or protect anything in the room. I tend to stay away from the blue plastic tarps. They're at least very common in the United States. My preference is this plastic backed canvas tarp. So it's canvas on the top. The part that I'm walking on will be canvas material. There's plastic at the bottom so that should paint get on there, it's not going to seep through the canvas onto the floor. But the benefit of having canvas on the top is that the paint will be absorbed into it and it will dry. With plastic canvases, I tend to have issues where the plastic or the paint doesn't dry, and then I step in it and I track it across the room. So I will list this tarp in the description below. If you have any questions, just ask in the comments. The first marks on the canvas are the hardest marks because you're taking the beautiful, pristine, white canvas and you're marking it. And it's never going to be pristine again, no matter what. Hopefully it will be better than a blank canvas, but it can be really daunting. So try not to get in your head about it and think too much about it. I like to start off with taking some crayons. These are Neocolor crayons, and I'm just scribbling. This does a couple things. One, it gets me over the, oh my gosh, what mark am I going to make? I'm not thinking, I'm just scribbling. The second thing it does is it adds some depth for future layers. Most of this will be covered up, if not all of it, but if anything is poking through, you'll be able to see it and it'll just add to the richness of the overall painting when it's done. These happen to be water-soluble crayons. You can see I'm spraying some water. So that's going to give a little bit more unpredictability to the marks themselves. So they're not going to stay perfect little scribbles. Some of them will smear and smudge, and that is just fine. So I used a light blue and maybe a black. I left the water sprayed on my canvas so that the paint will spread more and cover more ground. The first layers, once you get past the blank canvas and adding something to it, if you have a mental block there, this is like the best part of a painting in my opinion. It's so much fun. There's nothing but possibility. No one's going to see this layer anyway, so you can do anything you want. The goal here is just to cover the canvas. Give it something in the background that you can paint over. You can leave parts if you want. You can paint over every single bit of this, but it gets you going. It's all about energy. It's all about feeling and expression and play. I'm trying to think of something artistically that is better than this, and I cannot think of what it is. This is the part to really embrace. And it's the part probably that's really hard for some people. If you're not used to expressing yourself and you're not used to doing that, it can be really different to do this and to be free and to play. If you have never painted on a big canvas or a big piece of paper, I highly recommend it. You don't have to like it, just try it. Do it for the experience. It is distinctly different from painting on paper at your desk. You can go get a big piece of butcher paper, tape it to your wall and just scribble, because you have to use more of your body. You're not just using your wrist anymore. Using your arm, your shoulders, your hips, you can sway. It's a much more physical dance. Is that too much? Maybe? All right, I wanted you to see all these gorgeous drips going down, so I figured I'd show you a little replay. Oh, it's so good. I took my paper towel roll and I did smear all of this because, one, it covers more ground and I'm just getting coverage right now on this layer. Also, this is for a commission and my friend does not want drips in the painting. So there will always be some drips somewhere, but in this case, I didn't want it to be overly drippy. So I'm smoothing things out a bit for this layer. And look, this is, it kind of looks really cool. It's very little investment here. I used some quinacridone gold, I used some white, I used 2 different crayons. That's all I've done so far. 85%, 90% of the canvas is covered. And I'm still adding some white. Right now I'm looking at just some value differences. So the golden color that I've got going on is a mid-tone. I'm adding some white just to lighten up some areas, just to get some areas brought forward and lighter and some areas a little bit darker and pushed back. I'm not going to go too dark yet. That will come later. And this is a commission for a really good friend of mine. And they requested similar colors to a different painting that I've already sold. And I'm really excited about this painting because I really love how the colors came together in the other painting. And this is another adventure. It is another layer of pressure to make something for somebody, especially someone that you really, really like and know well. But the good news for them is that they know me and they know that, right? I don't want them to have something that they don't absolutely love. So we will figure it out, but there's a lot of openness in this project because I basically have colors and I'm going to add some fun things to this painting. So stay tuned for that. There's a lot of personalization that's going to happen to make this truly something unique for this family. And I'm just getting started. But do you see how this is already interesting? It's already getting some character. It's already taking some shape. It's already, right? It's like starting to simmer. Things are coming together. I like it a lot. It's not going to be this color. They do want it to be blues for the most part, but I wanted to have this warmth underneath so that any areas that are peeking through get a little bit of this warm golden accent. I cannot wait to show you the rest of this. As you're starting new paintings, my advice to you is to go from unwrapping the canvas to putting something on the canvas as soon as possible. Don't hang it up and leave it for a week, especially if you're prone to overthinking. Unwrap it, start scribbling, then paint over what you don't like. Repeat. I will continue to give you guys updates on this painting. I will not show you the finished product until it has actually been delivered and approved and installed at its new home so that my friends can see it first, since it is theirs. Don't want to have any spoilers, but it does not look like this anymore. So this is the beginning. This is to remind you to jump in, be brave, just attack the painting, attack the canvas, throw some paint on there, and play. I will tell you, I was also using a brush that was far too small because I typically do paint smaller than 6 feet by 3 feet. I was using all the brushes that I typically have out, and I had some regrets as I was doing this, but I wanted to keep going, so I didn't stop and go get my big brushes. When you biggie size your working surface and your substrate, you need to biggie size your tools. You can always go in with tiny little accents as well, but you will do yourself a favor if you use the big brushes on the big painting. I'm adding some metallic gold as well. It's very hard to see here, so I apologize. I will show you in a detailed shot at some point, but there is some metallic gold. It goes on very clear unless it's shiny. And I'm doing all of these colors in the early layers so that only little bits pop out later. So there's a little teeny gold fleck at the end. That'll be a nice little surprise that's added for some depth. It is not going to be like a gaudy Las Vegas bathroom type gold accent. This is little teeny things that I'm putting in the background in decently large quantities in order that some of them might peek through just a teeny bit later on. So what I would love to know from you is, what is the scariest or the hardest part of starting a painting for you? Where do you get stuck? Is it overthinking? Is it having too many choices of tools? Is it figuring out what color to do? Is it just the mental games of, oh my gosh, this has to be great. What if I screw up? Tell me in the comments what you struggle with. Or if you don't struggle, tell me that too. Tell me what tips and tricks you have for the rest of us so that we don't psych ourselves out. Giving a little rotation so I can do some work the other way. It's always good to flip the perspective every once in a while. I'm working on this horizontally right now. The finished product will be a vertical painting. It'll be a portrait orientation. So I'm trying to get looks from all sides. So I'm going to go keep working on this painting. And I cannot wait to show you how it transitions until the very final product. Oh, what's that? You're still here? Congratulations! You get to see a little outtake of the seamless way I'm able to get behind all of the junk in here. My desk is the thing on the right side that is covered in papers and stuff. To get the canvas from the storage corner of my studio out to the opposite wall behind me, which is what you've been watching me paint on. Got to move some lights around, got to get around some tight corners, not knock things off my desk. But look at this. All that gymnastics and stretching and yoga training I had earlier in my life is all paid off.